Hey everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and hey, you want to come and see what I've been doing for the last 5 to 7 days? I've been deep cleaning my craft room, and I thought I'd show you this in quick little bites, just so you can get a feel for what's going on in here. And the whole premise is function first, pretty later. That's right. So there was so much cleaning and organizing and deep diving and pulling out of drawers, emptying, cleaning the dust bunnies out, organizing the stuff, that pretty became secondary to function. I just had to get like with like first. So what I've done is I'm going to show you this cupboard head to toe, and this is going to show you I pulled them out a little bit because it's the only way I can operate it with one hand. Okay, but we're going to go through the top one first. Oh, first thing that is functional, not necessarily pretty, are my labels. What I decided to do was I had a label nightmare happen to me before, where I put on all these labels everywhere in my craft room, and the next morning they came out and they were all on the ground. So I had to learn a better way to adhere them to my wooden drawers so that they're still removable but functional. And I also wanted to keep them to short of words, number of words as possible. So washi, punch, those words mean something to me. I could use extra words, but I had so many words on other drawers before that it became confusing what was where. So I tried to keep like with like and keep the words and the labels very simple. And the labels, what I did was I really wanted to use pretty labels and fancy writing and all this stuff, but then I thought, geez, if they all fall off, that would be sad. So I went with simple labels, handwriting, one word, and on the back I ran, I can show it to you in my, because it's labeled, my where is it? Tape drawer. There it is. Okay, I used this. Now the sticker was sticky, but I ran some tape across the back of it, this Express It tape, and that seemed to really grab much better than this, depending on just the sticker itself. Okay, so let's get started. All right, here we go. All right, so the first one is washi. Now you may have seen me do this last year. This did need a big overhaul. I got rid of all the sticks that I used, where I put the washi on all sorts of sticks in here. That was a disaster. Don't let anybody do that. It didn't work. But I am now using these piano player roll containers. I have a whole bunch of these. They're antique and vintage, and I love using them. And if you have anything like this, like maybe you have Nespresso coffee that comes in tall containers, things like that, boxes that you are tall and thin that you could cut apart. Or if you don't have something like this, you could take a cereal box, cut the bottom off, use that, and then as you go up, you could just make false bottoms for them, or just leave them as is and just put them in as separators. Hey, great idea, right? You could also wrap them in pretty paper. That would be very nice if you want to go for the pretty. Look, I got stuff on my hands. I've been crafting. You caught me. Okay, so here is the washi. It's going along. Try to put like with like. All the skinnies here. All the fatties in the back. I don't seem to grab as much for the super fatties, but I need to learn how to use those better. That will be a mission. Okay, and the trick to washi tape is if the glue or the sticky part doesn't seem to be working so well, stick it in your microwave for about 1 to 2 seconds and try again, because sometimes that will soften it up enough where it's friendly and usable again. Okay, my second drawer, punch. That means paper punches to me. So I put some paper punches in here. Now these are all together and they're functional, and I know where these live. They've lived here for a long time. I put little guys in here. And then just a mishmash of commonly used ones I use a lot here. I do have some paper punches elsewhere, so not all like is with like. That would be in my dream perfect world. But right now, this is not bad. Okay, so I should call it functional first, pretty darn close to like with like, and then pretty later. Yep. Function first. Okay, the next one is, what do we have? Supplies. There's a generic term, right? But this is for little things that I use a lot. I know what I keep in here, and this is my little mishmash of things that I use a lot. Little pokey tools and the brayer and some rulers and spatulas and things like that. I was going to call it tools, but I have another thing where I call it tools, so sometimes you have to use the same word twice. It's a little risky in the old craft organizing department. There's our old friend sanding brush block. Okay, here we go. Who's this? Tape. Okay, so I didn't really organize this much again. It was pretty organized from last time, which is good, or I didn't use it that much. So something to ponder, something to think about. If you find a perfectly organized drawer that, well, okay, it's not perfectly organized, but not much has happened in there, maybe you're not using these supplies as much or enough. So maybe something to consider. Keep or maybe move them to another location. Right now they're going to stay right there. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll just go down this little row. Here's my glasses. You're always wondering where I keep my glasses? There you go. There's my glasses. I have a glasses drawer. Who's this? Who's this, you say? This is gilding. This means gold and gold-like things. Those are the wax pastes, the gilding paste, the little jars of magnificent copper and gold and copper and other brass colors, silver, you name it, rubbing, whatever we could find went in there. Okay, that one went pretty well. Who's in here? Oh, here's pencils. Here's commonly used pencils, my Stabilos, my writing, drawing pencils, and an eraser because I use an eraser a lot in here. And I even threw in a sharpener, but I pretty much never use this sharpener. I always use this sharpener which lives on top. It's my Derwent sharpener. This is an awesome sharpener. If you're ever looking for a really good pencil sharpener, that one. There you go. I think I've tried them all. Okay, here we go. And who do we have here? We have pens. Yes, here's commonly used pens. Some of these are fine tip pens, ballpoint pens, all sorts of kind of gel pens. These are ones that I grab a lot. Okay, so apparently I don't have all like with like because I have some pens over there too, but these are the ones I use all the time. Finally, I put my Daubers in one of these drawers. Yes, there you have been relinquished to your own little place. You no longer take up counter space. Yes, this plan changes 100 times a year. Where am I going to put the Daubers? Right now they're in here because they're off my desk, and I have to swing around and grab them. It's not that bad. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. Okay, next we have, whoops, shouldn't have shut that. Okay, over here we have needles. Yeah, what's in here? Oh, this was a mess, this drawer. This is kind of my little comfort drawer. Well, it has a lot of needles. I don't know how comfortable that is. But I have hand cream, hand salve, lip balm, eye drops, a little lint roller for cleaning up stuff on my desk. And then I have my pins, which I use a lot, and also my needle threader, which I thought would be good to keep close to needles. I also have some of these in the sewing drawer. Okay, not all like is with like, but I'm doing my best. I really am. And here's all my big-eyed needles that I use for making journals and stuff. And I found these are called raffia needles, yarn needles, and darning needles. Those are the needles that I could find named as such. Okay. Numbers. To me, that means number stamps. Yep. Not an organized drawer, but they're all together and they're happy. And that's a good day. Clusters. Okay, so here's clusters, not Bombay inks anymore. You can take that off there, Pam. I've been trying to remove the old labels because they're, well, shall we say useless. And that's one thing about labels. You got to put them on and then you got to take them off at some point. If they don't belong to what you're actually making. Okay, clusters. Clusters. Here's my pre-made clusters, and I'm a little low, so I know that I need to make clusters. So there you go. I use clusters a lot, and I really like to make them, so they're fun. Now this is punched, different from punch. Punch to me means paper punch. Punched means these are the things that I got out of the paper punch. So these are all the little shapes and things like that, or things that are in definitive shapes, like these little labels and stuff. I don't know why you're in there. I didn't know where else to put you. But 99.999% punched out shapes, ready to go. And then here, words. These are paper words. They're either from books, I've copied, like I've typed some things out on the computer and then printed them out, or I found some pretty pictures with words, whatever it is, it's related to words in here if I want to use words. From maybe some of my Digikits cut up and put in here. I have some word Digikits. Okay, here, bling. It explains itself, right? Yep, we all have one drawer like that. Okay, there we go. Next drawer. Oh, we got to do these big drawers. Okay, this one's called Pliers. I used to do jewelry before, so I have a lot of little jewelry tools. Also, apparently in here is my sealing wax, which I've never used. Maybe that's why, because I never knew where it was. Now I also don't know where it is, but other than it being in here. But these are the pliers and punches, like regular circle punch, stuff like that. So little handle plier-y like things. What is this? This is chompers. Okay. I had to basically use one word to describe the drawer. I tried to put only that thing in there, but there's always a little wiggle room, you know what I mean? So big chompers, crocodile, original crocodile, the original, where's the other one? There it is, this is the one I use all the time. Let's put you on top. And then there's this little guy. This little guy I use a lot. Okay. So like I'm saying, it doesn't look that pretty. I know, but it's functional because I know where stuff is. Okay, so here I put rubber stamps, not organized, but at least they're contained, you know what I mean? And there's room in here to put more. I don't like double layering because you can't really see. Sort of defeats the purpose, but this obviously needs more. Oh, what are you doing in there? You don't belong in there. Go into your dauber drawer right now. There we go. Okay, phew. All right. That was that guy. Who's this? Who is this? This is inks. Oh yes, I have this monstrosity of ink. You know what? I didn't clean this drawer out. No, this is sadly the way I left it. And I rarely pull in here, and this is why I only use 4 or 5 colors of ink, because the rest of them all live in here. Okay, Pam, note to self. Go through, find out what is still good and what needs to go. Okay, there we go. And then what do we have here? We have oh, this is a mess. Okay, but at least it's here. It's fabric. It's squashed into the drawer in no particular order. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. There's some fabric. I wanted a little fabric in my room. Okay, I have a little more fabric. This is fabric drawer number 2. It's not neat. It's not pretty. I know, but at least I know where my fabric is. Or at least I like to think I know where it is. But they're labeled, so that means something. And I have to admit, it has been easier with things being labeled. I can find it right away as opposed to having to check through 3 or 4 drawers. That does save time. I got a little seed bead there. I don't want anybody choking on that. Okay, here we go. What's down here? Let's go down. Let's go down low. What's that? That was fabric. What's down here? Punches. Okay. Yeah, I seem to have a plethora of punches, so we might be punching a lot this year coming up. Here's punches that I don't use as often, but are still pretty darn good. Actually, my favorite punch of all lives in here. This is a very hard one to find. It's this one. Yeah, I don't know who makes it. Oh, gotta get my thing. Okay, and yeah, I don't know. There it is. There you go. There's the important information. Yep, there we go. That's a dragonfly. I love that one. It's very delicate, very pretty. But these big punches, boy, they take up a lot of room. You know what I'm saying? Okay, one more drawer. One more drawer. And we are out the door. Okay, that's my paper. It's cooking in the background. I'm trying to do a lot of things at once here. Another drawer of, yes, paper punches. And these are those edger things. Remember when they became all the rage? Oh, you had to have every one of those. Good grief. And they're very expensive. I bought a lot of used ones. A lot of them were dull. I tried to get rid of all the dull ones and just keep the sharper ones. And I still forget to use them. So I want to use these a lot more. I really like them. I just forget I have them. So now I know I have them and where they live. So, that is the one drawer. On top, I guess I can show you this. I organized, these are my stickers, okay? These are my stamps, okay? Like postage stamps. These are postcards, pretty vintage postcards. And I have my little note that I put in people's packages. And I have my tape dispenser. And I have my Crocodile 2 Big Bite. And my pencil sharpener, and there's all my stamps up there from days gone by. So again, not pretty, but very functional, and we shall carry on, and I will show you more next time. Take care, everybody, and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.